Okay, James, thank you very much. Wildcats baseball brought to you by BT Medical, City National Bank, Wesley House Assisted Living, Farm Country, and Alliance Bank. And we say thanks to J. Hodge Chevrolet for providing a lovely SUV in which we made the trip this evening. I'm John Mark Dempsey. As James told you, Tony Flippin is our color commentator. Matt Jansen is our technical director and video producer. You'll be able to see this game later on Cable Channel 18 and on YouTube. And James Terry is our producer in the studio tonight. Wildcats taking on the Community Braves in this by-district best-of-3 series. Community is 19-7 for the season. They were 12-3 in District 13-4A and were the first-place team in their district. Now, Sulphur Springs and Community met once before this season. It was in pre-district play, and Sulphur Springs won that game 5-0. They played last year in the 2024 season, and Community won 7-2. Last season, Community was 19-11-1. They defeated Wills Point 2-0 in by-district and lost to North Lamar 2-1 in the area round. Wildcats are 17-9. They finished second in District 14-4A with a 9-3 record, but they finished strong, Tony Flippin.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You want to tell the folks about that?
Well, they sit there and knocked off the number 2 team in the state once at home and once at our home in the same week. And so we've got a real opportunity to be coming into this game on very much on a high note. Hopefully not too high, but we're feeling good right now.
Wildcats beat Texarkana Pleasant Grove on Tuesday, April 22nd, 4-0, which was something of a surprise. And then they turned around and beat Pleasant Grove last Friday night, 4-3 at Wildcat Park.
And the surprise is not that we beat them, because that we couldn't beat them. The surprise is how good Pleasant Grove is.
Right.
They're number 2 in the state, and I was told number 20 or 21 in the nation back when we met them earlier in district. So it wasn't a knock at all on our team about being able to beat them. It's just how good Pleasant Grove is.
Right. Pleasant Grove this week fell to 6th in the state, and Sulphur Springs, Tony, got some votes for the top 10 this week.
Little recognition.
Yeah. The winner of this game will play the Lindale-Kilgore winner. That series is starting tonight, and we'll be trying to pick up a result of that before the night is over, perhaps. And we have the Lady Cats, of course, playing in the softball playoffs at Mount Pleasant.
Bottom of the 4th, we're up 1-0.
Against Gilmer.
That's a first game of a 2 out of 3, as all mostly are.
And they will play tomorrow night. Last night they were supposed to play, but of course we had the heavy rain and it was postponed. They will play 2 if needed tomorrow, but they definitely will play at 5. And we will have the broadcast of that game on KSST. Good crowd of Sulphur Springs fans here tonight, and they're so far quite noisy, and they definitely outnumber the Community fans, and they've definitely been noisier than the Community fans so far.
It's going to be a noisy night because we've got a softball game with teams not associated with either playing next door, so got a lot of activity in Lone Oak, Texas tonight.
Canton and Quinlan Ford are playing a softball area round playoff just across the way here. For Community, Jackson Garcia will lead off at second base. Cutter Nix will bat second at third base. Kenton Buse bats third at first base. The cleanup hitter is Chase Patay, the catcher. Batting fifth is the pitcher Justin Knight. Batting sixth is the right fielder Corin Ewing. Batting seventh, left fielder Calum Marquez. Batting eighth, Cruz Patay, the shortstop. Batting ninth, Evan Throgmorton, the center fielder. And for the Sulphur Springs Wildcats, who are the home team tonight, Alex Macias, the senior, leads off at shortstop. Deacon Carpenter, the freshman, will play second base tonight. Senior Caden Mitchell will be the starting pitcher, and he will bat third. Batting fourth, the third baseman Corbin Argenbright, a junior. Batting fifth, the left fielder, a freshman, Jackson Virgil. Batting sixth, Lane Faust, the first baseman, is a junior. Sam Gamblin, will bat seventh. He is a freshman and the catcher, and we now have our national anthem.
What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you again, everyone, for coming. Let's play some baseball.
We play on the artificial turf here at Buffalo Field.
Beautiful set of stadiums here, or fields.
They have matching fields, which a lot of schools have now. The softball is off to our right. We have the baseball field here in front of us. And they don't have dimensions on the outfield fences, but it looks about the same as Wildcat Park.
I'm going to say, I don't know that it's quite, it's probably about 380 to center, something like that. It doesn't look quite as big as ours.
Caden Mitchell getting the start on the mound for the Wildcats. We just learned this week that he has earned a scholarship to play college baseball for Oklahoma Christian, which I understand is a Division II program. They may get him up there and decide he would look pretty good on their football team as well.
Yep, he's quite a versatile athlete.
He is that.
Got a storied regime up here going through Sulphur Springs.
Mitchell is 4-0 this season. He has pitched 23 and 2/3 innings, only given up 9 hits. He has struck out 41, Tony.
That's pretty good ratio.
Almost 2 per inning. He has walked 14 at an ERA of 1.77 for the senior Caden Mitchell, starting for the Wildcats. Now, in that game last Friday night, he started against Pleasant Grove, went 1 1/3 innings, gave up no runs. I'm not sure why they replaced him, but Deacon Carpenter, the freshman, came in, went 3 1/3 innings, struck out 7, walked 1, gave up 2 hits and 3 runs, but only 1 earned run.
Well, that inning and a third was probably, they did their damage early. They got up 3-1 and in like the second, maybe the third, so that might have been the reason for that inning and 2/3. And have Carpenter come in and put that one out, and then he held it, and then we got him out got him around and scored our runs into 7.
Yep. Ty Holt pitched the last 2 innings for the Wildcats in that 4-3 win over the number 2 team in the state Texarkana Pleasant Grove. So we are ready to go. Community, the visiting team, and so stepping in there is Jackson Garcia, the second baseman, a right-handed batter. We have no information on these kids from Community at all. First pitch from Caden Mitchell is up high, a fastball for ball 1.
Kind of buckled his knees. He threw it at his head. It was a curve it didn't take.
Mitchell into the wind, lifts that knee, and swung on and fouled in front of us here to the left side, and the count goes to 1-1. Community wearing royal blue jerseys with blue numbers, but outlined in gold. They wear dark gray pants. Wildcats in their home whites tonight with the interlocking SS logo on the left breast and the white caps with blue bills. And there's a breaking ball in there for a strike from Mitchell, and it is 1-2.
These are our best looking uniforms to me. They're easy to identify, and they look sharp. Yankee pinstripes.
Mitchell holding his hand and glove out in front of his face. Here is the 1-2 pitch. Call strike 3 on the inside edge of the plate.
That's a nice way to start the evening.
One down. Top of the first, Cutter Nix, the third baseman, will step in now for the Community Braves.
He's got to be a decent ball player with the name Cutter.
Yeah. They have Braves in script across the front of the jersey. He's a right-handed batter. Stands near the back of the box, upright stance. Mitchell rocks and fires. Fastball inside edge for strike 1.
Looks good so far. Looks on point.
77 degrees in Lone Oak with 76% humidity as we start. And this ball hits sharply back up the middle for a base hit. Cutter Nix
with a single to center field.
Delivers a sharp base hit.
I told you he should be pretty good with that name. That was just a good shot right up the middle.
Yeah. He had a good-looking stance. Ball hit right back over the bag. So runner at first and 1 out. Kenton Buse, the first baseman, number 3 hitter in the batting order. Again, a right-handed batter against the right-hander, Caden Mitchell, now pitching from the stretch. First pitch is an off-speed pitch in there for a strike. I don't have a total on balls and strikes, but he's definitely thrown a lot more strikes than balls.
He's only thrown 1 ball that I've got counted.
Runner at first is Cutter Nix, being held on by Lane Faust.
That curve didn't come in, so that's his second one. 1-1.
Mitchell looking in for the sign, looks over his shoulder at the runner at first base, comes set at the belt. And the pitch is high for a ball.
Sam really came up and feigned the throw down to first, showed his quick footwork there.
Sam Gamblin, the freshman catcher. Wildcats starting 3 freshmen and 2 sophomores tonight.
Yeah, that's nice.
Mitchell from the stretch. Pitch is swung on and missed.
High in the zone, he couldn't get up to it. That's a great spot if you can keep it. If you can get there quick, that's a great spot. They'll swing under it.
2-2 count. Runner at first, 1 out. Top of the first, no score. The pitch looks high.
That was close.
And it goes to 3-2, full count to Kenton Buse, the first baseman.
Not showing any inkling of stealing first, but with the 3-2 count, you can see if they're going to put something on here, assuming he's going to hit it if it's in the zone.
3-2 pitch is down and in for ball 4. So 2 men have reached base now in Caden Mitchell.
That'll bring up number 1.
Runners at first and second, and Chase Pate, the catcher, comes up now. He's the cleanup hitter.
Not real big, but he must have some pop in his bat.
Another right-handed hitter facing the right-hander, Caden Mitchell, for the Wildcats.
Infield fly and force everywhere in effect.
Wildcats looking for the double play in the middle infield. And the pitch by Mitchell. Breaking ball in there for strike 1 to Chase Pate.
Our umpire's got that right hand head cock when it's going to be a strike.
Mitchell from the stretch, checking the runner at second base, and now to the plate. Swung on and hit foul at the plate and rolls off just to the third base side. And so the count 0-2.
Yep. Kind of deep in right field. I wish we'd come up a little bit there, but everybody else is about medium depth, but I think we're a little deep in right.
Mitchell set at the belt, checking the runner at second. The pitch is foul, just barely got a piece of it to stay alive.
Looked like he changed a little speed there, had him out in front, but he was able to just nick it and get another pitch. Still 0-2.
Cutter Nix singled, Kenton Buse walked after Jackson Garcia led off by striking out looking. 0-2 pitch here. Swung on and missed for strike 3.
That's nice. That's what we needed with 2 men on.
Fastball down low. So 2 out, runners at first and second, and that brings up Justin Knight.
Both outs by strikeout, too. That Mitchell's looking good right now.
Knight is Caden Mitchell's opposite number. He's the starting pitcher for Community. He's a left-handed batter.
And I'm pretty sure he's a left-handed thrower. I saw a left-hander warming up.
Pitch in there for a strike on the outside edge. 0-1. Knight, the number 5 hitter in the batting order. Wildcats back at normal depth in the middle infield now with 2 out. Second baseman Deacon Carpenter coming over and trying to possibly catch the base runner Cutter Nix unawares. Now here's a ball fouled back to the screen to the right side, and the count now 0-2 to Justin Knight, the pitcher.
He's throwing strikes, I promise you. Well, the 0-2, you don't necessarily need to throw a strike. Throw something that looks sort of like a strike.
Caden Mitchell, the Wildcat senior. The pitch swung on and missed. Strike 3.
That high one again. Perfect spot.
He strikes out the side. 2 men got on base. Big hand from the Wildcat fans here on the third base side. And we go to the bottom of the first. Community did not score. Wildcats coming to bat. This is Wildcats baseball on KSST. Wildcats coming to bat in the bottom of the first inning. Alex Macias, Deacon Carpenter, and Caden Mitchell will hit. Tony, the score in the Lady Cats game at Mount Pleasant?
Still 1-0. Lady Cats coming to bat in the 5th. Bottom of 5, 1-0. Hanging in there. So obviously Gilmer's either got some pitching or some defense or both.
So the Lady Cats are home and they're batting in the bottom of the 5th.
Yep.
They'll play again tomorrow evening at 5, and we will have the broadcast for you of that game on KSST. And the Wildcats and Community will play here again tomorrow evening in the second game of this series. The winner playing Lindale or Kilgore.
Kilgore.
So Alex Macias coming up here, the senior shortstop for Sulphur Springs.
Leading off the bottom of the first.
And Macias, a .407 hitter. 11 for 27 this season, with a .575 on-base percentage for the Wildcats, Tony. I believe he is the leader there.
That sounds good. He's a real, just a consummate leadoff hitter.
Pitch is way up high from the pitcher Justin Knight for ball 1.
He can put the ball in play. He's got really good speed, and he's got the instincts.
Right-handed batter facing the left-handed pitcher Knight for Community. Not sure if he called that a strike or not.
He shouldn't have. I think, no, it's 2-0.
2-0.
Really good job of holding off. He waited real late before he tried to commit, and he was able to hold up.
Knight into the wind, 2-0 pitch.
That's a strike.
He's high is strike 1. He has a very subdued motion there when he's indicating a strike.
Yeah, like I said, though, if he's going to call it a strike, that's a ball there.
Yep.
3-1. If he calls a strike, he's going to look to their dugout.
Okay.
That's his pause before he brings it up.
Macias fouls one back into the screen, and so it's 3-2. Leadoff hitter for the Wildcats. And the left-hander into the wind and the pitch, and Macias hanging tough, fouls it off to the first base side out of play, and the count remains at 3-2.
He looks very comfortable up there, and he's making contact with the ball. He's fouling them off, but very, very good, making the pitcher throw some pitches first rattle out of the box.
3-2 pitch again, way up high for ball 4.
That's what a good leadoff will do. Work him, and if need be, take that walk. Nothing wrong with that.
So Alex Macias at first base, and that'll bring up Deacon Carpenter, the second baseman and a freshman for the Wildcats. He also has pitched a lot and seen some action in center field.
Our left-handed batter, one of few in the ball game.
Yeah, facing the lefty, Justin Knight for Community. Runner at first, Knight looks right at him. And Carpenter fouls one off to the third base side for strike 1. Carpenter, a .328 hitter, 22 hits and 67 at bats. .541 on-base percentage for Deacon Carpenter. Stands about midway in the batter's box on the left-hander side. And the pitch is hit right at the shortstop.
Okay.
Who dropped it.
Yeah, he was trying to get him trying to drop it and get a double play, and all he got because Deacon went and hustled down. So it was a force out. Fielder's choice with a force out.
So 6-4, Macias is out at second base.
6 unassist. He just
stepped on.
He just stepped on the base, but he didn't ever make the play. But if Deacon hadn't run it out, he was going to get a double play. So that's good base running by Deacon.
Deacon Carpenter at first base on the fielder's choice. Now Knight pitching to Caden Mitchell, his opposite number 3 hitter in the batting order. Caden Mitchell, a .437 hitter with 31 base hits to lead the team. .523 on-base percentage. Runner at first with 1 out. Knight pitches, and this ball hit to the left side and past the third baseman into left field for a base hit by Caden Mitchell.
Good job. It wasn't necessarily scorched, but it got just far enough to get under the third baseman's glove. So here we go. 2 men on, 1 out. Clean up, hitter up.
Corbin Argenbright, the third baseman, will hit, with Deacon Carpenter at second base and Caden Mitchell at first base.
You don't have to scorch them if you can put them in the right place. It was a decent hit ball, but
Justin Knight checking the runner at second base. Off-speed pitch in there for strike 1. Argenbright, the third baseman, hitting .254, has 18 base hits, a couple of doubles and 7 RBIs. And the pitch, way down low.
They're really kind of keeping tabs on Macias at second, which is leaving a good gap at shortstop and at second base. They're not getting back, so good chance here if he can knock one through either gap.
1-1 pitch is low. 2-1 to Corbin Argenbright. On deck, another one of the Wildcat freshmen, Jackson Virgil, the left fielder. Knight checking the runner at second base. Comes set at the belt. Ball is popped up. Left side into the glove of Caden Marquez, the left fielder, and tagging up and going to third base is Deacon Carpenter.
Macias. No, that's Carpenter. You're right. You're right. Good job there, too. He saw that the left fielder, that would have hit the fence. And he was not under it where he could press forward and make a good throw. So it was a really good job. I wish we'd have gone from first to second. So we'll give that one a sacrifice, I guess, there. F7 for the second out.
So runners at first and third. Carpenter at third. Caden Mitchell still at first. And yeah, I'm like you. I'm surprised that Caden Mitchell didn't move up on that.
I don't think he was expecting him, but Carpenter had his mind made up.
First pitch now to Jackson Virgil is fouled back into the net, and it's 0-1. No score in the game. Bottom of the first.
That's still Macias at third. So they put Carpenter out. So they counted the line drive as an out.
Okay, we'll
have to adjust during the inning.
Move over to first base. And Caden Mitchell back in. Kind of a token throw as he only had a step or two lead there.
Yeah.
Jackson Virgil, the freshman, has had a great freshman campaign. .365 hitter. Swung out and missed. And now 0-2.
He's a good-looking specimen at the plate.
He's tall.
He looks like a tall outfielder that can really run them down.
27 base hits, including a double and 2 triples and 13 RBIs. Knight set at the belt, looking at the runner at first base. Caden Mitchell, long hold there, and now he steps off the rubber, and Mitchell walks back to first base.
Virgil called time there. He didn't want to throw that one.
0-2 count.
Fouled out a play. Mitchell was trying to go on that one, so a little bit of action on the base paths there. I really think they would do that right now, seeing if they'll make them play pitch and catch. With Macias quick enough at third, he could steal a run if they throw through.
0-2 pitch in the dirt. First ball, so 1-2.
Good job by the catcher stopping that right there. We've had a lot of good catchers this year, both softball and baseball. There's
That's right.
a lot of mechanically sound kids there. They're above their level.
Chase Pate is the catcher for Community. And the pitch, this one is popped up into the outfield. Second baseman at the edge of the outfield grass will take it. So the Wildcats threaten in the first, but do not score. They leave runner at third and at first, and we go to the top of the second inning. It is no score. Sulphur Springs and Community. This is Wildcats baseball on KSST. Wildcats baseball on KSST. Caden Mitchell out for his second inning of work here. As we told you before the game, he has signed a letter of intent to play college baseball at Oklahoma Christian, which, as I understand it, is a Division II program. And the only question was, would he play baseball or football in college? And I guess we have our answer. All-district quarterback for the Wildcats last football season.
I'm seeing 1-0 bottom of the fifth for the girls here, but my phone is acting up, so I don't know if that's live or not. But at the moment that I've got, it's 1-0, bottom of 5.
Number 24, Corin Ewing.
We'll keep up with that game. I've got a phone number we can call if we need to check the score. So Corin Ewing, the number 6 hitter, leads off for Community here in the top of the second. He'll be followed by Caleb Marquez, the left fielder, and Cruz Pate, the shortstop. 6, 7, and 8. Pitches way up high for a ball. 1-0 to Corin Ewing. Again, we don't have any stats whatsoever on Community. He's a right-handed batter. Wide stance, stands at the back of the box, and a fastball up around the shoulder for ball 2.
He was in the strike zone right around the shoulders in the first. So far, he's been up just a little.
Mitchell struck out the side in the first inning, although allowing 2 runners to get on base. Here's the pitch. And there's a fastball about the belt for strike 1. Wildcats around the infield. Corbin Argenbright at third. Alex Macias at short. Here's the next pitch. Hit foul. Out of play to the right side.
He's got some good velocity going right now. They're swinging late on him.
Count is 2-2. Deacon Carpenter at second, Lane Faust at first. In the outfield, Jackson Virgil in left, Alex Whittle in center, and Mason Davis in right. Pitch. Way up high, a ball up over the cap.
I made a mistake on the Lady Cats. It's bottom of 6, 1-0.
Okay.
It's even better.
So you are up to date then.
I am up to date.
Bottom of the 6th. And Lady Cats are the home team.
Yes, so all we've got to do is get 3 outs.
Ground ball to shortstop. Macias up with it. Strong throw over to first base. Lane Faust takes it for the putout.
I kept wanting him to come in a little bit, but with the turf here, he gets there in good enough time, and Macias does a really good job of making good throws. Just good, fundamental, sound baseball there. Strike, 1 away.
Caleb Marquez, the left fielder, number 7 hitter in the batting order for Community, steps in, a right-handed hitter. Caden Mitchell has his right hand inside his glove up in front of his face as he takes the sign. First pitch all the way back to the backstop for ball 1. I'm not sure if that how that eluded Sam Gamblin, but nobody on base, so
nobody hurt.
Doesn't matter. And Mitchell into the wide of the pitch, again up around the shoulders for ball 2. So he's fighting his control a little bit here in the second inning.
Doesn't look quite as confident as he did in the first. He was down and had his curveball going.
And rocks back and
there we go.
Comes in with a strike. So it is 2-1 to Caleb Marquez, the left fielder. Head coach for Community is Kyle Onken. Pitch by Mitchell. Fastball in. And the count goes to 3-1.
We were discussing coming down here, too. calling Caden a pitcher, we've got at least 3 or 4 that we can call pitchers, and
Yep.
that makes us that's nice to have a team that not just puts people on the mound, but they're pitchers.
Pitch is inside for ball 4. Fastball up around the shoulders. That's the second walk allowed by Caden Mitchell. Right, Alex Whittle in center field really is the top Wildcat pitcher with a 1.81 ERA and a 6-2 record. And Deacon Carpenter has pitched 35 innings. He's 3-3. Conference going on right now is going out to the mound is Sam Gamblin, the freshman, conferring with the senior Caden Mitchell. So runner at first. 1 out. Cruz Pate, the shortstop. I would hazard a guess that he's the brother of Chase Pate, the catcher.
I would think so.
Right-handed batter.
Wouldn't think you have 2 Pates in one community that's not related.
Mitchell looking back over his shoulder at the runner. Ball on the ground to shortstop. Possible double play to second for 1 to first.
Nice.
Double play. 6-4-3. Nicely executed there. From Alex Macias to Deacon Carpenter to Lane Faust. And Community is out in the top of the second inning.
3 up, 3 down the hard way.
Yeah, so we go to the bottom of the second with no score. This is Wildcats baseball on KSST. Wildcats baseball on KSST. And it is brought to you by BT Medical, City National Bank, Wesley House Assisted Living, Farm Country, Alliance Bank, the University Interscholastic League, and a big thanks to J. Hodge Chevrolet for providing the SUV in which we made the trip this evening. So no score as we go to the bottom of the second. Lane Faust, the first baseman, Sam Gamblin, the catcher, and Alex Whittle, the center fielder, coming up for Sulphur Springs.
Update from Mount Pleasant. We got a 2-2 count on the leadoff hitter for Gilmer in the top of the 7th, with the Lady Cats still leading 1-0.
How many out?
Nobody out. 2-2 count on the first hitter. Nobody on base.
And the first pitch, fouled out of play to the right side. This is Lane Faust, the first baseman for Sulphur Springs. Faust has 16 base hits this season, including 3 doubles, 14 RBIs. Pitches up high for a ball. 1-1 to Lane Faust, number 6 hitter in the batting order. He's a junior. Right-handed batter, slight crouch. Pitch swung on and missed. Fastball up around the letters. And it is 1-2 to Lane Faust.
Both pitchers having luck with that upper level fastball.
Knight, the left-hander, down low about the ankles. And it's a 2-2 count to Faust. Sam Gamblin on deck. Knight holds his hands up under his chin. Comes in with the pitch, fouled off to the right side, out of play. And the count remaining at 2-2. Bottom of the first, no score. Nobody on, nobody out. Pitch to Faust, breaking ball down in the dirt. And the count goes to 3-2, full count to the Wildcat first baseman. Knight working quickly. Picks up his right knee, and this ball hit
Nice.
to the left side, a base hit. Past the shortstop into left field, and a sharply hit single by Lane Faust.
That's a good job of hitting. He saw several pitches and put it between third and short, line shot, no man's land. That's the way to start the inning off.
Now Sam Gamblin, the freshman catcher, coming up for the Wildcats with a runner at first and nobody out. Community be looking to turn a double play the way the Wildcats did. The top of this inning with the shortstop and second baseman, Cruz Pate and Jackson Garcia in a step or so. Sam Gamblin, .295 hitter in his freshman season, right-handed batter. He fouls the first pitch back into the retaining wall behind the plate.
It was a good swing. He was right on that one.
Yep.
Got the possibility of playing some small ball too. Playoffs, it's you need to get ahead early.
Faust a good lead at first base.
There it
And
is.
there's a bunt to the first base side, and the play to first base for the putout on Sam Gamblin. Beautifully executed sacrifice there, 1-3. And that moves Lane Faust up to second base, just as you suggested.
And that doesn't show up near enough in the stats, but that is an outstanding play, perfectly executed, and again, perfectly executed by a freshman. So that speaks well. Good job. Get the runner at second, take the force out, see if we can capitalize.
It's amazing how the major leaguers struggle with that.
They
You
do.
see the high school kids do a better job by and large than the major leaguers do. First pitch now to Alex Whittle, the center fielder.
Call strike. Yeah, and I
Fastball.
get mad because the major leaguers step on the plate and everywhere else. That just aggravates me.
Runner at second now is Faust, and a swing and a miss on a breaking ball. And it's 0-2 to Alex Whittle.
He was trying to find that light pole with that swing. He was ready for it.
Whittle, 7 base hits this season and 4 RBIs. Right-handed batter stands about midway in the box, upright stance. And this ball hit sharply, but foul outside of first base.
That sure would have been nice. He hit it pretty well, but it had a lot of English on it.
Count holds at 0-2. Foul single to start the inning, sacrificed to second by Sam Gamblin. Now 0-2 on Whittle. There's a breaking ball, call strike 3.
Put down on strikes. That'll bring up number 24.
Caught the inside edge.
2 outs in the inning.
First strikeout of the game for the community pitcher, Knight.
Yep. 2 out, runner at second. And that brings up the number 9 man in the batting order for the Wildcats, Mason Davis, the right fielder, a sophomore. And he turns his shoulder in as the first pitch goes by for ball 1. Davis, a .255 hitter with 12 base hits this season. Moderate crouch. He's fooled on that one. Swing and a miss.
Kind of on his heels there and then kind of flung the head of the bat out at it.
Alex Macias, the leadoff hitter on deck for Sulphur Springs. Runner at second. 2 out. Shortstop cheating in behind the runner. Fastball.
Strike 2, 1-2.
Just caught that inside edge. 1-2. Knight to the belt, checking the runner at second. Picks up his knee. Here's the pitch. And it's fouled off.
Little better job of staying in there on it there. Davis kind of looks a little iffy with the left-hander up there, so maybe he can seen enough pitches he can stay in there and drive something. We need to get that run in with 2 outs.
Knight checks the runner. Lane Faust now ready and comes to the plate. Ball hit to the left side. Left fielder going back, and it is over his head. And coming in to score is Lane Faust.
Take
and
that.
standing up at second is the Wildcat right fielder Mason Davis.
Take that. He's not a very big guy, and that left fielder just turned and ran. It didn't quite get to the fence in the air, so big hit. First run of the game, and there we go.
Kalen Marquez turned his back, and you just saw it sail over his head up against the wall out there.
That was nice.
Wildcats take a 1-0 lead. And here's Alex Macias with a runner at second and 2 out. That'll be the 4th RBI of the season for Mason Davis, the sophomore. Fastball for strike 1.
All right, we got a final from Mount Pleasant. The Lady Cats hung on for a 1-0 win, and they take 1-0 lead in the series of best out of 3.
Wow. Ball hit back up the middle, and that one's in there for a base hit, and coming in to score is Mason Davis with the second Wildcat run.
Great job. That's just basic baseball right there. Good, hard hit.
Wildcats, and that'll bring up number 1, Deacon Carpenter with
2-0 right here and still going. That's great. They're hitting the ball on the nose right now.
8th RBI of the season for Alex Macias. 2-0 Sulphur Springs. Now Deacon Carpenter, who is a big threat for the Wildcats, the freshman, but he doesn't play like a freshman. Left-handed batter against the left-handed pitcher. And the first pitch is a fastball up and in for ball one. Carpenter out on a liner to the shortstop, which was a confusing play in the first inning. Shortstop seemed to drop the ball, but Tony thinks he did it on purpose to try to get a double play. Pitches outside the ball.
1-1.
If that was a called strike.
Yeah, it is.
That was a called strike. First pitch was a ball. Now here's a check swing, but
Calling him on the swing.
Carpenter
there.
did not hold up in time, and so it goes to 1-2.
I would be moving Macias right now with 2 strikes. I'd either get him in scoring position, or if he were to get caught, you got Carpenter leading off the third.
Knight set at the belt, and Carpenter swinging and hits it foul down the third base line out of play. Count remains at 1-2. We are on the third base line sitting at ground level. So when the umpire gives that right hand out, his body is kind of blocking that from my view sometimes.
I'm just looking at his head.
Tony, the old
I've got
umpire.
him figured out. There goes
pitch high. There goes the runner. And head first slide. He is in there. And it got away briefly, but he's not going to be able to move up. That's a stolen base for Alex Macias.
That's what I thought. Get him in scoring position right there.
The stolen base.
It was a ball for a 2-2 count.
2-2.
That's what we need. You give Carpenter some extra strikes if you throw him out. You've already got 2 runs. Let's see if we can steal one more.
Deacon Carpenter, a .328 hitter with 13 RBIs. He has the only home run for the Wildcats this season, Tony.
Really?
Pitch is breaking ball outside, and so the count goes to 3-2.
We got a good shot here because he's been delivering all year. So a good single here will play another run because Macias will make it unless it's an extraordinary play.
2-0, Sulphur Springs. Bottom of the second, this ball hit sharply to the second baseman on one hop. Ball hit hard, but now the play over to first base for the third out of the inning.
Hit it on the nose.
Wildcats with 2 runs in the inning on 3 base hits.
3 outs.
And they leave 1 runner on base. And we go to the top of the third with Sulphur Springs leading over Community 2-0. This is Wildcats baseball on KSST. Wildcats baseball on KSST. In case you missed it a short time ago, the Lady Cats have defeated Gilmer 1-0 in the first game of a best-of-3 area round series at Mount Pleasant tonight. They will play at 5 tomorrow evening. In the second game, we will broadcast that game for you on KSST. Wildcats and Community will be playing here again tomorrow evening at 7 in the second game of their series. Now with the second inning play-by-play, here is Tony Flippin.
Third inning, top of 3.
Right.
Top of
That's what I
3. Close enough. We got on the board last inning like we needed to, put a crooked number up. We're taking a 2-0 lead out through 2. So we're going to have a number 9-1-2 for Community Braves. Evan Throckmorton, Jackson Garcia, and Cutter Nix. Mitchell's still on the mound. He's looked pretty good for the first 2 innings. He's looked in control. Only given up 1 hit, I think.
That's right.
I didn't put the ending stuff. First pitch is up and in a little bit for ball 1.
Cutter Nix had a sharp single in the first inning. He's going to see him again here in this inning.
Here comes your next pitch on the inside, just a little bit too much in, 2-0.
Wildcats had a nice double play to end the
Sure did.
top of the second inning.
Here comes the 2-0 pitch. Up and in again, 3-0, so Mitchell's kind of lost it right here. We'll see if he can come back and get him. Number 9 hitter, we don't need to walk him to lead off the inning, but we just did. So that's the third walk for Mitchell. He's had 1 in each inning. So that's not a good trend. So now we go back to the top of the order with the leadoff hitter, second baseman Jackson Garcia. Let's see if we can turn 2 again like we did to end that other inning.
Lights just came on here. They just flipped them on. Sometimes they have to take a
They're
few
so much
seconds
different than they were back in the old days when we played, where you had to turn them on about 4 o'clock.
Right.
Here's the first pitch. Tried a big hook, and it didn't. It kind of slipped out of his hands way up for ball 1. So strike zone's kind of jumping away from Mitchell right now. He needs to focus in and play catch with Sam. There's a little token throw over to first just to kind of break the series.
You pointed out that the light standards in left center and right center are angled in at an odd.
They are. It's almost like they're focusing on the center fielder. There's another toss over to first. Little bit more emphasis on it. I don't know if they think they've got the signs figured out and think they're going to try to steal on Sam or what, but either way, still no count. Here comes the first pitch to the leadoff hitter, and there's another pickoff move. So they're thinking something. Go ahead.
Throgmorton, I'm guessing, has stolen quite a few bases.
He looks pretty quick. We do have one ball. There he goes. There he goes. There's a strike, and the throw down is to the left field side of second, and he's in safely with stolen base. So the Cats knew what they were doing, just didn't quite get to it. So we got a 1-1 count on the leadoff hitter with a runner at second.
That takes away the double play for Sulphur Springs.
So it lets everybody go back pretty well straight away. Second base is coming over trying to hold him a little bit. There's a called strike. One of his big benders came in. I was afraid they were going to call that one a little high, so I like that strike.
Garcia was showing bunt.
Yep. With no outs, that wouldn't be a bad. I mean, small ball got it going for us, so why not? Here comes the next pitch. Had him fooled, and he hung on enough to foul it off and lived to see another pitch. That was a good pitch by Mitchell there. Had a little curve on it and had great differential in speed. Had him really back on his heels. So 1-2, getting the signal. He comes set, checking the runner at second. Long set. Here comes the pitch. Up and away, and it gets by Gamblin. He just didn't secure it good. So that's going to be a pass ball there, and runner advances to third. So we're going to have to put an error there for the pass ball. Got a little conference now between Sam and Mitchell. I don't know if he was fixing to throw it down, try to throw behind him at second or not. He came up real quick, just didn't quite see it all the way in his mitt.
Deacon Carpenter came in from second base, had something to say to Caden Mitchell.
Yep. Looks like they're bringing the infield in. They're right on the edge, which with the turf field, you get true bounces and all, so maybe if they do hit it, they're going to hit it right at them. We can hold that runner. There comes the pitch, breaking ball, and a called strike 3. That's what the doctor ordered for Mitchell right there. That's a great job. So one away. Runner stays at third, and that brings up the number 2 hitter, number 27, Cutter Nix, third baseman, who had a single in the first. Infield's back a little. We're in on the grass at third and first, but up the middle we're back at normal depth. First ball is up and away. Mitchell has a signal and comes set. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Good breaking ball for a called strike, 1-1. He's had them kind of buckling their knees a little with that breaking ball, so that's what we need. If he can just keep control of it. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Did it again. Oh, just a little on the inside. He nearly got him. 2-1. Sam did a good job of trying to frame it and bring it in there a little. 2-1, one out runner at third. Wildcats leading 2-0, top of 3. Long look in. He comes set, checking the runner at third. Very little lead. Here comes the next pitch up high, and Sam did a great job of catching that one. That one was destined for the screen.
That's a couple of feet over the head of Cutter Nix there.
Yeah, wasn't anything close there. So 3-1. It's a big pitch. We don't want them to get multiple runners on. See if we can come back in here and find that zone. Here comes 3-1. Little up and in, ball 4. So Mitchell's having a little trouble with strike zone right now.
It's his fourth walk.
Next, that's going to bring up.
And here comes.
Yep, coach going to talk with him. I don't know if he's ready to make any sort of a move or not.
Head
but
coach
we got first and third.
Colt Gresham making his way out to the mound, and all of the infielders and catcher Sam Gamblin coming out there for the conference on the pitcher's mound.
It's good, though, with that going on out there. They've got options. That's the biggest thing about this team right now is we've got options at pitcher. In the years past, we've maybe had one or two, and with a series like this, you can't afford to pitch tomorrow's starter. Well, we've got some options now, and it's really nice. So they're doing a lot of talking. They may just be talking. I think he's going to leave him in. They're just talking about, are you going to throw through if they run from first?
Mm-hmm.
Get all their plays set up. But I would think we would also bring the infield in a little bit.
Wildcats are leading 2-0 here in the top of the third. But it's runners at first and third, which is always a tough situation for the defense.
So we're back. We're going to concede a run at third if they hit it up the middle. We're at double play depth, try to get out of the inning. But we're going to be on the grass at first and third, so I think they'll come home if they get a ball hit. Here comes the first pitch from Mitchell. Curveball in for a called strike. Good way to start this one. This is the first baseman, Kenton Booz, who walked in the first inning. So we'll have to watch and see if they are thinking about doing any running over on first base, try to get us to play with it. Mitchell's at the set. Over to first, just a little token. We're trying to see if he was showing signs of stealing that time so we know what we're doing. Should it be fresh in everybody's mind after I had that big huddle in the middle with the pitcher ahead of this? Here comes the next pitch. Looks good, and there it is again, 0-2. Both of those have been hooks. Again, they're not picking up on that. That's Mitchell's money pitch right now. Look into Gamble. He's got his sign coming set. 0-2 pitch is on the way right now. And there's a ball hit to left field. Left fielder's under it. Makes a catch, comes in to second. It's too deep to get the first. Get the runner at first or at third. So the run's going to score. That's going to go as a sacrifice for a boost for the second out of the inning. And we held the runner at first base, which was a good job there. Mm-hmm. So Virgil did a good job of getting back on it. He got behind the ball and was coming in as he caught it to make a good, strong throw. But it was way too deep to even think about coming home. So 2-1 ball game. Runner at first, 2 outs. And here comes Chase Patay. First pitch, another curveball. Swung on and missed.
You make a great point. The Wildcats have excellent depth of pitching, but who are they going to start tomorrow? And whoever it is, you don't want to bring him in in the third inning of this game.
There's a called strike 2, a little straight fastball on the outside. I would tend to say Virgil's coming tomorrow. It'll be either Virgil or Carpenter, but I would think they'd come with Virgil tomorrow.
You mean Whittle?
Whittle, I'm sorry.
Yeah, in center field.
Left-hander.
I would think so also, yeah.
So here we go with an 0-2 pitch, runner still at first. There, he curved at him again. He barely got a piece of that one. Mitchell's regained the strike zone now, so that's a good sign for your Wildcats. No balls, 2 strikes. I'm sorry.
Alex Whittle in center field is, as a pitcher, 6-2 with a 1.81 ERA. So, yeah.
I like that.
I think likely he is the starter for tomorrow.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Fastball up tall, tried to get him to go after one a little out of the zone. Nothing wrong with that, just 1-2. No signs of stealing at first. We're not taking a real big lead, so hopefully we're not going to have to worry about that unless there's a base hit. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Waited on it, and there's a pop-up. Looks like the shortstop, Macias, under it, and he's got it for out number 3. So F6 there. So no runs, or no, 1 run for community. didn't have any hits, one left on, no errors. So at the end of 3.5, it's 2-1. Your Wildcats on the top.
And this is Wildcats baseball on KSST. Wildcats baseball on KSST. Again, the Lady Cats have beaten Gilmer tonight at Mount Pleasant 1-0. And they will play again at 5 tomorrow evening in Mount Pleasant. We'll have the broadcast of that game for you on KSST.
With a possibility of a doubleheader if they were to not win that ball game. But
I didn't know what to expect from Gilmer, but I'm very impressed by holding the Lady Cats to a 1-0 win.
Exactly. Could have been sounds like a very well played ball game because it was fairly quick too.
So here we go in the bottom of the third. Wildcats leading 2-1.
All right, Caden Mitchell, the pitcher, is up first, and the first pitch is up and away for ball one. Mitchell had a single in the first inning but didn't come around to score. Here's the next pitch, fouled out of play to the right, and 1-1. Community pitcher gets the ball, and he gets ready to pitch. Knight does. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Took some off. Caden did a good job laying off of it. 2-1 was down in the dirt, or where the dirt would be if it was down in the brown. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Caden's a little fooled there, a little behind it, and we got a 2-2 count.
Caden Mitchell leading the Wildcats with 20 RBIs. And also leading the Wildcats, second with 26 runs scored.
There's a pop-up. Looked like second baseman's coming under, leaning out, and he's got it for the first out. So that's an F4 for out number one, and that's going to bring up Corbin Argenbright, the third baseman, followed by Jackson Virgil, left fielder. Bottom of three, 2-1 Cats.
Deacon Carpenter, by the way, leads the Wildcats with 29 runs scored.
That sounds good. It's nice to not have just one or two.
Oh, yeah.
We got it. We're really spreading it. There's the first pitch, ground ball towards second, two-hopper. He's got it, sets it up, and Argenbright's out 4-3 for the second out of the inning.
I tell you, Justin Knight, the left-handed pitcher here for Community, has done a really good job.
Yeah, he's only had one walk and one strikeout. We're putting the bat on the ball, but we had that second inning where we scored the 2 runs. We hit it pretty good, but the others we kind of nicked it. Here comes the first pitch, down and in. Ball one, took some off and hoping you swing over the top of it, and Jackson did a good job of laying off. Next pitch fouled off out of play to the right.
We don't have the heights and weights on these guys, but I'm guessing Jackson Virgil, 6'2" or so.
I would say 6'2", 6'3", about 175.
Good-looking kid.
There's a ball hit out between second and center field. Center fielder comes in, and he's got it. So a quick 1-2-3 inning, F8 on that one. So Wildcats out in order at the bottom of the third. So after 3 complete, the score is 2-1 Wildcats.
And this is Wildcats baseball on KSST. Wildcats baseball on KSST going to the top of the 4th inning. Wildcats baseball brought to you by BT Medical, City National Bank, Wesley House Assisted Living, Farm Country, Alliance Bank, the University Interscholastic League. And we say thanks to J. Hodge Chevrolet for the lovely SUV in which we made the trip this evening. 2-1 Wildcats. Caden Mitchell still on the hill for Sulphur Springs, the senior, starting his 4th inning.
Number 7, Justin Knight.
And he will be facing the pitcher for Community, Justin Knight, to start the top of the 4th. Here's Tony.
All right. Still 2-1. We need a shutdown inning even though we didn't score. So here's the first pitch, a little curveball just down and in. Left-hander will have a tendency to swing over the top of that curveball like that to kind of feed it to him. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. I wanted that one but didn't get it. So 2-0. That looked pretty good from here, but I've been real pleased with strike zone so far. 2-0. Let's see if we can find that strike zone early. There's a swing, and the ball hit center field, hit pretty well, and the right fielder's over Davis, and he takes it. So it's a good job, pretty well hit. but all it goes is just a good old F9 for the first out of the inning. That was a good job of Mitchell coming back with a hittable ball where he'd gone behind 2-0. So 1 out. Here comes number 25, Corin Ewan, their right fielder. And he was out 6-3 in the second inning, his only at bat. Here comes the first pitch. Up pretty good. Sam rattles that one in his glove. He's had to come out of his crouch 2 or 3 times. And that's not all bad. Mitchell's got them thinking. If you're throwing nothing but strikes, they dig in. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. He got a little closer to it, but it's still a ball.
Mitchell coming in had pitched 23 and 2/3 innings, had struck out 41, walked 14. That's not great, but it's not bad.
Yep. Here comes the next pitch. He's staying up now. He's up 3-0 on this one. So let's see. So he's thrown 6 pitches so far that today or in this inning, and only one of them's found a strike zone. Sam's coming back there telling him he's tired of chasing balls. Throw me a strike.
Good crowd of Wildcat fans here today. I would say the Wildcat fans outnumber the community fans about 3-1 here this evening.
Yep. The Sulphur Springs always follows their teams in the playoffs. We're loyal, and we've got parents, grandparents, and got some out here that just like to watch baseball. That's what you need to have a good following.
At this Lone Oak Field, you have risers on either side, first base and third base, and the fans can just sit in their own chairs.
That's a great layout like that. Okay, here comes 3-0. And up and in, and so there's another walk. So that's the bug right now for Mitchell. That's his 5th walk of the night. So you can't make a living on that. And it'll be interesting to see how long we get to stay with him.
Evan Throgmorton, who scored the run for Community, walked.
Mm-hmm.
And then Cutter Nix walked. They got their
they've
run.
Only got 1 hit.
Yeah, without a hit. They got their run without a hit in the second inning. Or third inning it was.
So runner on first. That brings up Caleb Marquez, the left fielder. Mitchell's getting long look ins, coming set. Not much lead at first. Here comes the first pitch. That's a strike, or looked like it was a little down. A little curveball is just down. So Caden's got to find the zone here right quick. Marquez walked in the second. Here comes the next pitch. There ought to be. Yep, he looked over there to the right now. Strike 1 called, so 1-1.
Alex Macias, the shortstop, and Deacon Carpenter pinched in a couple of steps looking for the double play here.
I wish our second baseman would scoot over a little. Little token throw over there to first. Keep him back. I'm afraid Carpenter might be a little bit susceptible there to a ball hit toward right field on the ground.
Yeah, he's over.
He's quiet. They may know something. I hope they've scouted. But we got a 1-1 count. Here comes the next pitch, and it's up. Sam comes and gets his feet set and nearly throws it, but doesn't. So 2-1.
Again, you have 3 freshmen in the field right now for Sulphur Springs. Deacon Carpenter at second, Sam Gamblin at catcher, and Jackson Virgil in left field.
Yep. Mitchell set. Here's the next pitch, and it's up. So he's fine. He's got a struggle going on for the strike zone. 3-1 here. I got a feeling if we can't find the strike zone here, we might have to make a move. We can't afford much from the 4th inning of a 1-run ball game. He's got the signal. Comes set. Here comes the pitch. There you go. Right down the pipe for strike 2. So now we'll see whether or not they're going to put the runner on the move with only 1 out. So if we can get a little strike out here, might have to strike them out, throw them out. Here's at the set. Runner's not going. There's a ground ball up the middle. Should be 2. There's the first one, and we got it again.
Wow.
So that's 2 innings, or 2 out of 3 with 6-4-3 double play. That's a great job of well hit, and great job by Mitchell putting a hittable ball in and kind of coming out of the middle. So 6-4-3. Second out ends up being a 3-up, 3-down in a roundabout way. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base at the end of 3.5, 2-1 Wildcats.
And this is Wildcats baseball on KSST. Wildcats baseball on KSST. Beautiful double play there, turned for the second time tonight by shortstop Alex Macias, the second baseman Deacon Carpenter, and the first baseman Lane Faust.
You don't see that in high school
You don't,
ball.
do you?
2 out of 4 innings to this point are ending on 6-4-3 double plays, and they are very welcome. But a great job by Caden Mitchell to throw hittable pitches, and he was everywhere but the strike zone. Here's the first pitch from Knight to Lane Faust, and it's down low, ball 1. We got Faust, Gamblin, and Whittle starting out. Here's the next pitch, and it's popped up and to the second baseman, Garcia. So that's an F4 for the first out of the inning, and that's going to bring up freshman Sam Gamblin, the catcher, with Alex Whittle, center fielder, on deck.
By the way, Lane Faust got the Wildcats 2-run rally going in the second with a base hit.
He did.
Later came around and scored.
He kind of got fisted on that one. It was kind of lazy to second. Here comes first pitch from Knight. Sam fouls it off to the right. Strike 1.
And Gamblin got a beautiful sacrifice bunt down in the second inning. Really a big key in that inning.
Next pitch is in a little bit, 1-1. Whittle gets right back on that rubber. He's ready to throw. Next pitch is up. 2-1. 2-1, excuse me. Well called ball game by this home plate umpire, too. I haven't really disagreed with maybe one. Swung on and missed by Sam on that one. He was a little bit late, so we're going to have a 2-2 pitch coming up.
Gamblin with 16 base hits this season, a .295 hitter.
That's nice. There's a call, strike 3. That was kind of on the upper level, but that looked like a good pitch there. That's the second out of the inning, and that's the second strikeout. So the Wildcats have not been striking out much tonight. So that's going to bring up center fielder Alex Whittle, the number 8 batter in the Wildcats order. Here comes the first pitch, right down the pipe, and Knight is pouring in strikes right now. So the Wildcat hitters need to bow up and get ready. And there he is swinging at that second one, fouls it off to the right. So if you tell me you're going to be throwing strikes, then start looking at the middle of that zone and let her rip. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. And there's another one that stacked right on top of that one before, fouled off over the dugout on the first base side.
Mason Davis, the right fielder, on deck, and he's right in front of us. I had not noticed. He really chokes up on the back quite a bit, doesn't he?
He is right there. Here comes the 0-2. The bender that I think we're a little fortunate that he gets another pitch there. We're going to take it. I might have rung him up there, but 1-2 pitch coming up. Knight's on his wind, and there it comes, and a nice off speed that Whittle couldn't hold up. So swinging strike 3, and that's 3 up and 3 down there. So 2 strikeouts in the inning. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on in the 4th inning. We're going to go to the top of 5 with the Wildcats leading 2-1 here in Lone Oak.
And this is Wildcats baseball on KSST. Wildcats leading Community in the first of the best-of-3 series here at Lone Oak tonight, 2-1. And we are more than halfway through the game now as we go to the top of the 5th inning. And it's Caden Mitchell, the senior, still out there on the hill for Sulphur Springs, despite the fact that he has struggled with his control somewhat tonight. He's walked 5, and I have him with 4 strikeouts, Tony.
That's where I'm sitting.
He struck out the side in the first inning.
Yeah.
He's only had 1 strikeout since then. He has been aided tremendously by 2 double plays by the Wildcat infield.
Straight up 6-4 threes that you just don't see in high school ball, but the ball gets to you in a lot bigger hurry on turf here, so even the dirt area is turf, so when it gives you a true hop and you can be moving, it's good to do.
Number 8 hitter Cruz Pate, the shortstop. He hits it on the ground. Alex Macias, the shortstop, to his right. Strong throw to first, and he got him. Nice play there by Alex Macias.
He did a great job. It was in the hole, but he went ahead and circled around it where he had his weight moving toward first and a little bit on the ground, but Faust did a really good job of digging that one out of the dirt. Nice way to start.
First-rate play there on both ends
Yep.
by Alex Macias and Lane Faust. So number 9 hitter in the order, Evan Throgmorton. He scored the community run when he walked, stole second, went to third on a pass ball, and then scored on a sacrifice fly. First pitch is a strike. And he comes back now, and this ball hit to the outfield, and going to his right, the right fielder, Mason Davis, makes the play.
He was right on point with that one. You could tell he had it in his sight the whole time.
Ball well hit to right center field.
Well, this is exactly what's needed here. 2 outs on 3 pitches.
Davis was playing well over toward center there.
Yeah, it was hit between him and center, but he had a good bead on it and never a doubt.
Top of the order, Jackson Garcia, the second baseman. This ball hit back up the middle for a base hit. There's the second hit of the night for the Braves. Ball laced up the middle by Jackson Garcia, who had struck out looking his first 2 times up. But he went on the first pitch, Tony.
Come out swinging this inning here, so let him keep going.
Cutter Nix, number 2 hitter in the order, third baseman, had a sharp single in the first inning. First pitch is an off-speed pitch in there for a strike. Nix walked in the third. Runner at first, 2-1, Sulphur Springs lead. Top of the 5th inning. Runner there at first with a good lead. And diving back in is Jackson Garcia as Caden Mitchell makes his move to first.
That was closer than it was supposed to be because Faust caught it right on his rib cage.
He looks like he might be going. A 1 pitch.
Little up.
Misses high. And it is 1-1.
I don't know if they'll go or not. You got your number 2 hitter, so he's supposed to be able to do something. Not a real overly large lead at first, but he's creeping.
Center fielder Alex Whittle several steps over into left center field. Here the ball is hit on the ground outside of third, foul.
Good play by the third base coach.
Count goes to 1-2 on Cutter Nix. As Tony pointed out in the first inning, that's a great baseball name.
I bet he's got a horse, too.
Very quiet over in the softball field.
Yeah.
I think they're done now.
They may be.
Pitch way up high. We saw that an inning or 2 ago from Caden Mitchell and haven't seen it again, but there it is. A pitch
2-2.
causes Sam Gamblin to come up out of his crouch to make the catch. 2-2 count, as Tony just told you.
He's trying that big high curveball, trying to get the top of the zone.
Mitchell set at the belt, goes to first base, and diving back in is Jackson Garcia.
This is more of a base stealing attempt or time right now with 2 strikes. Try to get your batter an extra set of strikes in the third if you get caught.
Garcia, the leadoff hitter, so you imagine he probably has some base stealing capability. His ball is popped up in the infield. Looks like Caden Mitchell has a play in foul ground, and he does.
There you go. That was I couldn't find it.
Popped up about halfway down the third baseline, and Caden Mitchell comes off the mound to make the play, and that's all for Community in the top of the 5th. And we go to the bottom of the 5th with the Wildcats leading 2-1 over the Community Braves. This is Wildcats baseball on KSST. Wildcats baseball on KSST. Lady Cats beat Gilmer 1-0 in their area round playoff game at Mount Pleasant tonight. That's a best-of-3 series. And they will play again tomorrow evening at 5 p.m., and we'll have the broadcast of that game for you on KSST and Game 3 if necessary, which we hope it will not be. Mason Davis in for Sulphur Springs, fouls the first pitch off to the right side into the net, and it's 0-1. Davis, a big RBI double in the second inning, and then came around to score. This ball is popped up to the right side, and the second baseman, Jackson Garcia, over and one-hands the catch.
I had to snicker a little bit. I happened to look at the left fielder when you mentioned Davis, and at that time he was backing up.
Is that right? But it was over his head.
Yeah, it was. It was a well-hit ball. Kind of started to rally.
Now Alex Macias up for Sulphur Springs, the shortstop. First pitch is in for strike 1. Macias walked.
1-1.
Misses with this pitch. He walked in the first inning, singled, and drove in a run in that 2-run inning for the Wildcats in the second. Here's a pitch inside.
Nope. He got that.
Did he? Okay,
Yep.
beg your pardon. Well, it
1-2.
looked inside to me. I got to wait for that umpire to make the call.
And he just struck
There's
him out.
Call strike 3 there.
Yeah. He's a little different. I got him figured out, but he's a little different to watch.
Brings up number 1, the second baseman, Deacon Carpenter.
I like sitting at ground level here, but there's also advantages to sitting up above.
Yeah, there he is.
Deacon Carpenter, two out and nobody on. Carpenter, the freshman second baseman, 0 for 2. 1-0 pitch. First pitch missed for a ball. Now here's a ball 2 in.
Kind of moved him way up and in on that one.
Carpenter, left-handed batter, facing the left-hander Justin Knight for Community.
He doesn't seem phased in the least, being lefty on lefty. He's staying right in there.
Takes another pitch outside. It's 3-0 now. And there's ball 4 up high. 4 straight balls to Deacon Carpenter. Now Carpenter, definitely a threat to run, Tony.
Yep.
With 2 out, I would imagine that they would send it.
Down the bottom of the 5th.
I don't know if we'll send him early, but with Caden up there,
2-1.
I would put some moves on it and see if you can manufacture something. It'd be nice to get a 2-run lead at least.
I didn't check the steals on him when I looked at the stats, but the last check he had 7 steals, but that's been several games ago. And he leads the Wildcats in stolen bases for sure. First pitch to Caden Mitchell, number 3 hitter, swung on and missed for strike 1.
Look at the gap in right field. If he could lace one right over Carpenter's head, he could run for a day and a half.
Right fielder's way off the line. Move over to first, and Deacon Carpenter back. They know he is a threat to steal.
Yep.
Caden Mitchell, the leading hitter on the Cats, with .437 his batting average and a .523 on-base percentage. Leads the Cats with 20 RBIs. Right-handed batter, stands about midway in the box. Slight crouch. Knight, breaking ball.
Yep.
And there for a call, strike 2.
I think that one was close, but he's been consistent.
Caden
I think you're going to see some movement.
Caden had a single in the first and popped out to second base in the 3rd inning.
Caden steps in, and he was already ready to pitch, and he pulled out and take a second. Wouldn't be surprised to see Carpenter go this time.
0-2 count. Carpenter, nope, kind of flinches, then heads back to first. Now breaking ball is in there for ball 1. Inside.
He didn't have the pitcher's move down at all. He was breaking back to first. So if he's doing that, he's not going anywhere.
Knight is a left-handed pitcher.
Yep.
He looks right at first, so it's
Yep.
difficult to steal on that left-handed pitcher. And Mitchell hits it back up the middle to the second baseman. They get the force on Deacon Carpenter. Jackson Garcia to Cruz Pate, 4-6. Fielder's choice for Caden Mitchell. That's the inning for the Wildcats. No runs, no base hits, and technically 1 runner left on base. And now we go.
79 pitches.
79 pitches, it was announced now for Justin Knight. We go to the top of the 6th with the Wildcats leading 2-1 over Community, and this is Wildcats baseball on KSST. Wildcats baseball on KSST. We have arrived at the top of the 6th inning in this game 1 of a best-of-3 series at Lone Oak, and the Wildcats are leading 2-1 over the Community Braves. And it is still Caden Mitchell on the mound for Sulphur Springs.
Very well played ball game on both sides.
Absolutely.
Of the ball. I mean, Community has played well, been some good defensive plays.
Heart of the order here for the Braves, Kenton Buse, the first baseman, Chase Pate, the catcher, and Justin Knight, the pitcher, 3, 4, and 5 in the batting order. Caden Mitchell, fastball, swung on and missed, strike 1. Kenton Buse walked in the first, had a sacrifice fly for an RBI in the 3rd inning. Right-handed batter. Caden Mitchell, the right-hander, delivers low for ball 1.
He needs to see if he can get a little more command of the strike zone now. He's thrown lots of pitches, done very well, but now he needs to concentrate till he gets somebody on base.
Pitch way up high. That's been a problem tonight for whatever reason.
Yep, he's trying to get that high strike on the fastball. And when you get tired, you just don't quite bend over as far as you did in the first.
Mitchell into the wind, the 2-1 pitch.
Nice.
Off speed in there on the inside edge at about the belt, and it is 2-2.
He's had that pitch looking nice all day, and Community has not figured it out.
Next pitch is hit to the right side. Right fielder Mason Davis going over, makes a nice running catch close to the line.
Good job. Again, he had that one corralled the whole way. It's a big, towering fly ball. Ended up staying in fair territory. I thought it might make it all the way back foul, but he was never in any danger there. Davis does an outstanding job in right field. The whole outfield does, but a lot of times a big one like that that's been in the way will get you.
That's his third put out of the night. One out, nobody on. Chase Patay, the cleanup hitter. The Braves catcher is up. He fouls the first pitch into the net on the right side. He is 0 for 2, struck out swinging in the first, popped out to shortstop in the third. Caden Mitchell holding his right hand and his glove up in front of his face as he looks in for the sign. Comes in with a strike. 0-2 the count now.
0-2.
Facing the right-handed batter, Chase Patay. And this ball hit on a line up the middle, and Alex Macias made a leaping attempt
to didn't miss that by much.
Bring it down, but that was a line drive, solid base hit.
Yeah, had an 0-2 pitch there. He got that one a little too close. That's only the second hit that I have for the night.
That's 3.
Is it?
Yep.
I missed one somewhere.
Cutter Nix had one in the first.
Oh, I didn't put the one in the 5th.
Then Jackson Garcia in the 5th,
yep.
Right. So runner at first with 1 out. Justin Knight, the pitcher, and he is a left-handed batter, as well as a left-handed pitcher. The only left-handed batter in the lineup for Community. Stands about midway in the box, holds the bat up high. Mason pitching from this, or Caden Mitchell pitching from the stretch, and the first pitch is down and in for ball 1.
Great job by Gamblin scooping that one.
Yeah.
Do we have a pinch runner or courtesy runner over here? Number 14 is running at
okay,
first.
That was not announced.
I don't, but that's for the catcher, Patay. I got him.
Move over to first base. And he is picked off. So that would be Robbie Hill, the courtesy runner.
So that's going to be a 1-3 for the second out. And what a gift there. Great throw by Mitchell. And Faust caught him in there. I don't know if he was short of getting back or not, but whatever it is, now a completely different scenario at nobody on.
2 out, 1-0 count.
Uh-oh.
Caden went down for some reason.
He looks like something. I don't know if he twisted something, but he went down hard. He's up, so that's a good sign. So now we're going to have
he just
to look
slipped.
at him. Yeah, but the way he fell, I couldn't tell if he fell on his if it hurt his ankle or if it hurt maybe his wrist.
Pitch was a ball, so it's 2-0, and
a couple of them smiling out there, so they may just be kidding with him. He's a tough dude, I'll tell you that.
Oh, absolutely. Head coach Colt Gresham out there to check on him. I tell you, I thought football season. Mm-hmm. I thought he got better and better and better as the season went along.
Yep, he did. Confidence.
And you missed the last couple of games because of your knee surgery.
Yep.
Boy, he looked good in those last.
I didn't miss him. I watched him.
You weren't in the press box.
Looks like he's going to stay.
Yeah.
So now there'll be a big joke on the bus coming home. We'll help him get up on the bus so he won't fall. But when I first saw him, I thought that maybe something was twisted or something. Yeah. That's a good deal there.
So there's a 2-0 count on Justin Knight, the pitcher, who's 0 for 2, struck out and flew out to right. Mitchell now into the wind, and here's the pitch, and that's a fastball in there for a strike, and it's 2-1. 2 out and nobody on. The runner picked off just a moment ago.
Huge play.
Robbie Hill, the courtesy runner. That's an embarrassing thing.
Yes, it is. He might get talked to.
Pitches down and in, gets away from Sam Gamblin, the Wildcat catcher, but no matter because nobody's on base. 3-1. It's a gutty effort here by Caden Mitchell, who you think has not had his best stuff probably. And there's a pitch up high, fastball for ball 4. So that is the 6th walk by Mitchell tonight.
He's thrown lots of pitches. I'm anxious to see what they say his pitch count is when the inning's over. Press box is announcing, but I hadn't heard that one.
Yeah, somehow I've missed that when we come off the field.
I've only heard it, I'm saying, when community comes off. I'm going to try and watch or listen this time.
So is there a pinch runner or courtesy runner for Justin Knight?
Looks like it. He's not as chubby over there. That's number 7.
Corin Ewing, right fielder.
No, Justin Knight is 7, so it isn't. He looks a little thinner, maybe just farther away.
Well, he had to run down to first base, so he lost a little weight.
That's him.
That's surprising they don't have a courtesy runner for him.
Yep.
And he has a good lead there. This is a pitch up high for a ball, and it's 2-0.
Yeah, he's getting a better secondary lead than the first.
Yeah.
I think he's trying to see if he can entice Sam to throw down there and maybe get a bad throw.
2-0 pitch, fastball, in there for a strike. At about the belt. 2-1 the count to Corin Ewing, who grounded out to short in the 2nd and walked in the 4th. Wildcats lead 2-1. This is the top of the 6th, 2-out runner at first. Caden Mitchell looking over his shoulder at the runner. His ball hit hard at Alex Macias, and that one handcuffs him, and it's out into left field. That's a very tough play.
Tough play because it was going to bounce about 2 feet in front of him. He backed up, but it's one of those where you either got to give your body up. He tried to backhand it. It's going to go as a good base hit, but he'll make that play some.
9, Caleb Marquez.
If you've ever played baseball and had that ball hit on the line that bounces, as Tony said, about 3 feet in front of you, boy, that is a tough play.
I'm running from it, yelling, me. I don't want to get in there and get hit. I was a sissy.
So runners at first and second.
But he's so good, I was expecting him to make that play. That's how good his defense is. He did. I mean, would not have surprised me in the least to see him just snap that up and chunk it. So we got a little decision to make here. Mitchell's got to buckle down. Runners at first and second. We can't let him get anything.
Conference taking place right now, I presume, between the third base coach and head coach Kyle Onken and the hitter Caleb Marquez, the left fielder, who walked in the 2nd, hit into one of the Wildcats' 2 double plays in the 4th. Right-handed batter. Runners at first and second, 2 out. Sulphur Springs leading 2-1, top of the 6th.
I wouldn't be surprised if he wasn't told, let's get a strike first, with the way Mitchell struggled a little.
Mitchell pitching from the belt with runners at first and second. Pitch in the dirt. This one gets away from Sam Gamblin, and both runners going to move up to second and third.
Runners advance on the pass ball.
That's a pass. That wasn't a pass
I would
ball.
call
That's a wild
That's
pitch.
a wild pitch. Yeah.
That's an E1 there, and there was nothing Sam could do about that one.
Yeah.
So
that was in the dirt.
Now we still got 2 outs, but now we got second and third, and we've got to dig in defense everywhere.
2-1 lead for Sulphur Springs, but runners at second and third with 2 out.
Need a little pop up in the infield.
1-0 count here. Mitchell steps off.
He wasn't confident on the call there. He wants a redo.
Looking in for the sign. Outfield playing the hitter to pull.
And he went down
Pitch is
again.
a fastball, and therefore a strike.
And coach is coming out. He's had enough now. I don't know what the deal is, but there's something going on with his leg or something on the landing point, but I would say we're going to change now.
So let's take a break with the Wildcats leading 2-1. We'll have the pitching change for you when we come back. 2 on and 2 out, top of the 6th. This is Wildcats baseball on KSST. Colt Gresham leaves Caden Mitchell in the game. And here's the pitch now. Outside for ball 3. Or is that now ball 2?
I've got 2-1. We'll have to see. I think that's all it is.
Runners at second and third with 2 out. The hitter is Caleb Marquez, the left fielder, right-handed batter. He calls timeout. Scoreboard says 2-1.
Yeah, I think 2-1. I'm not so sure that Caden's got confidence in his step. Something's going on that he's hanging on there, and if you're not confident in your landing area, you're struggling.
Here's the 2-1 pitch.
Yes, sir.
Call strike on the inside edge of the plate down around the knees, and it is 2-2. Mitchell has struck out 4. Struck out the side to start the ball game, and only 1 more strikeout since then.
Number 5 would look awful special right here. Here, we'll look at him going.
Runner really bluffing down the third baseline like Jackie Robinson there.
Caden did a great job. He wasn't going from the stretch. He did a great job of not balking. That's all he was trying to do.
2-2 pitch, 2 out, 2 on, second and third. Here's the pitch. Call strike 3.
Yes, sir.
Took
Perfect.
something off of it. A changeup or a breaking ball.
Just a breaking ball. Just he's had that going.
And the Braves lead runners at second and third in the top of the 6th. We go to the bottom of the 6th with Sulphur Springs leading 2-1. This is Wildcats baseball on KSST. What a pitch by Caden Mitchell to strike out Caleb Marquez with runners at second and third and 2 out to preserve the 2-1 lead.
We've had about 4 dramatic inning-ending strikes and double plays. It's been great. First pitch is a ball on Argenbright.
Corbin Argenbright in for Sulphur Springs, and this is still Justin Knight, the left-hander for Community. Second pitch is a called strike, 1-1. Argenbright, the right-handed batter. Breaking ball, in for strike 2.
He hasn't thrown very many curves like that I've noticed.
Argenbright 0 for 2. Pitch swung on and hit foul down the first baseline, out of play.
Fought that one off a little late on the swing, but he knew with 2 strikes he had to protect the plate. Did a good job.
And by the way, that last pitch by Caden Mitchell was his 100th pitch of the night. High hopper to third base. Argenbright hustling down the line, but they get him by a step. 5-3 as Cutter Nix comes in and makes a nice play over to Kenton Buse, the first baseman. So 1 out and nobody on.
I want Jackson Virgil to hit one at the gap and see those long legs run. I bet you the young man can run a 220.
I think so. This is the freshman Jackson Virgil, who's 0 for 2 tonight. First pitch. Their pitcher goes down. There's
something going on with the carpet up there, and that's with, you're used to dirt giving.
Yeah, that's the second time that's happened, and the first time it was with Caden Mitchell. This pitch is low for ball 2.
Yeah, that's 3 times. Caden's gone down twice and once here for Knight.
2-0 pitch. Fastball is in for ball 3 to Jackson Virgil. Virgil, the freshman, is hitting .365 with 27 base hits and 13 RBIs. And he takes a strike here. Two and 1. Fastball.
Yep.
In there for strike 2.
That's about the bottom of the zone there. So full strike, full count pitch coming with 1 out.
And a chopper to the second baseman on 2 hops, and the play to first base for the putout. Jackson Garcia makes the play. So 2 out and nobody on, and Lane Faust coming up for Sulphur Springs here in the bottom of the 6th.
What's happening on that pitching mound is with dirt, you can slide that lead foot and then plant, and then you go through the dirt. When you got that carpet like that, I think what's happening is they're hanging that front cleat when they're kind of trying to slide, so it makes you step up and step down a little and can kind of mess up your mechanics.
Justin Knight, first pitch. There's a call strike. Fastball to Lane Faust. He singled and scored in the second and popped out to second base in the 4th inning. Next pitch. Also a strike on the inside edge of the plate. 0-2.
He's found the strike zone with the curveball and everything this time.
He has pitched a very
good pitcher.
fine ball game for Community here.
He just
And there's
put
call
three
strike
of 'em
three
in a row.
for Justin Knight. And so the Wildcats go down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 6th inning. We are going to the top of the 7th with Sulphur Springs leading 2-1 over the Community Braves. This is Wildcats baseball on KSST. Coming in to pitch for the Wildcats is second baseman Deacon Carpenter. And it looks like Caden Mitchell
They're just switching
is
spots.
going to second base. So Caden will play second. And Deacon Carpenter comes in to pitch for Sulphur Springs here in the 7th inning. Carpenter,
Go ahead.
you had something you were going to
Great
say.
job by Mitchell for 6 strong innings, 1 run, had several walks, but was able to get through the innings with the help of great defense and timely strikeouts.
Deacon Carpenter, the freshman, has a 3-3 record. He has pitched 35 innings for the Wildcats. He's given up 21 hits. He has struck out 50 in 35 innings, Tony. 24 walks, a 3.40 ERA.
I like everything I see about him, especially that F by his classification.
So he comes in from second base.
Pressure situation for the freshman. Just a 1-run lead. Got the bottom of the order, but just a 1-run lead, so there's no room for a hit, a walk, error, anything. Let's see if he can pitch him up there and set him down.
For the Wildcats, number 1, Deacon Carpenter.
Cruz Pate, the shortstop, will lead off for the Braves. He is the number 8 hitter in the batting order. Evan Throgmorton, the center fielder, the 9th hitter, is next. And then the top of the order, Jackson Garcia, the second baseman. Yeah, gutty effort by Caden Mitchell tonight.
You bet. 100 pitches is hard. He's a big boy. That's a lot of motions.
Deacon Carpenter, the freshman, into the windup. First pitch is in there for call strike 1 to Cruz Pate. Pate hit into a double play in the 2nd inning, the first of 2 tonight. Second pitch hit foul to the third baseline. I tell you,
Deacon comes in and throws quick, but he keeps the ball down. So where Mitchell was losing some up,
right,
he's got more of an over-the-top motion, and he keeps the ball down, which should induce ground balls if they hit him.
0-2 pitch from Deacon Carpenter. Just got a piece of it. Apparently did not get a piece of it in the tag out there by Sam Gamblin.
Nice job of coming out of the box by Sam there and not risking a throw to first. So 1 up, 1 down on a strikeout.
Pitch was down in the dirt, I thought, and he swung and missed. And at first I thought he had tipped it.
No, I didn't think he had gotten to it, but I figured that we were going to have a throw down to first. Sam really got out there.
Great job by the catcher, Sam Gamblin. And the first pitch now to Evan Throgmorton is a call strike.
He's thrown nothing but strikes so far. He's in the zone.
Winding the pitch. Inside edge of the plate for strike 2.
Little breaking ball. He means business, and he's ready to go. Get in there, boy.
Well, he doesn't give you any time at all between pitches. And swing and a miss, strike 3.
There we go.
2 strikeouts for the freshman Deacon Carpenter.
There we go.
Nobody on base at the top of the order, Jackson Garcia here for the Braves.
Now, the thing is, don't get too cocky right now. We got to finish this off. We got a 1-run lead, so it's good and exciting as fans are getting with it.
Carpenter. Fastball just in.
That's his first ball of this inning. He's got 2 strikeouts without throwing a ball till then.
Next pitch. High for ball 2.
No,
Around
1-1.
Shoulder. He did give him the strike.
He got him. He bobbed his head.
I thought it was up. 1-1. And this ball popped up into the outfield. And coming on, the center fielder for the Wildcats, Alex Whittle, and he makes the putout, and that will do it.
That is the ball game.
Whittle, the center fielder, makes the catch, and the Wildcats win it 2-1. And what a job by Deacon Carpenter, the freshman, coming in from second base to pitch the 7th inning.
9 pitches, 2 strikeouts, and on a 1-1 count, induced a fly ball to center field. That's what you call a relief pitcher there.
Fantastic job by Deacon Carpenter. And now the Wildcats likely would come back tomorrow with Alex Whittle, the center fielder, who is really statistically their best pitcher. With a 6-2 record, he's pitched the most innings at 46 1/3 and has a 181 ERA. So they come back with a very strong hand tomorrow in Alex Whittle. Sulphur Springs wins over Community 2-1 in this by-district best-of-3 series with Game 2 tomorrow evening. Wildcats baseball continues after this on KSST. Wildcats win over the Braves of Community 2-1, a very well-played by-district game here at Lone Oak tonight. And by the way, the Lady Cats also won tonight, 1-0 over Gilmer.
Hey, how are you?
At Mount Pleasant in their best-of-3 area round series. And they will play again at 5 tomorrow evening, and we will have the broadcast of that game for you. The Wildcats and Community will play here again tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. But, boy, what a good ball game tonight.
2 pressure-packed ball games when you go looking at both of them. This was great high school baseball. We had good defense, very good pitching, timely hitting. We had 2 6-4-3 double plays. Had 2 or 3 third strike, inning-ending called strikes. So a lot of drama. It was just really good. Great crowd, very good park here at Lone Oak. So just this makes you want to come back.
As Tony said, a really good crowd of Sulphur Springs fans here tonight. A lot of them are still hanging around and celebrating the win. Caden Mitchell, 6 innings. He gave up 4 hits. He struck out 5, and that last strikeout and the 100th pitch of the night was huge for Sulphur Springs.
Yep.
As Community had runners at second and third with 2 out, and the Wildcats holding on to that 2-1 lead, and Caden Mitchell struck out Calum Marquez to end the inning, and that was his 100th pitch. And then the Wildcats come back in the 7th inning with Deacon Carpenter, the second baseman, and the freshman coming in, and he was lights out.
Throwing 9 pitches to get 2 strikeouts and a pop-up. That's not bad, is it?
He looked fantastic.
Yeah, looked like Mariano Rivera.
Just sensational. And give the pitcher for Community credit. Justin Knight pitched a really fine ball game as well.
They're a good ball club. I was with their record. I knew they would be, but they looked good warming up and did the same thing. And they just couldn't get the timely hits. We had the gift of pitching at the right time and timely defense, like we said.
Wildcats scored 2 runs in the 2nd inning. Lane Faust led off with a single. He was sacrificed to second by Sam Gamblin, a beautiful sacrifice bunt. Alex Whittle struck out looking. Then Mason Davis with a double over the head of the left fielder to drive in Lane Faust.
And Davis is probably the smallest physical specimen we have on the team.
Yep.
And he hit the best. That was the hardest hit ball all night, I believe.
Yep. And then Alex Macias had a base hit and drove in Mason Davis. And that's how the Wildcats scored their 2 runs in the 2nd inning, and the only 2 runs of the night for Sulphur Springs. Community scored in the 3rd inning as Evan Throgmorton, the number 9 hitter, walked, stole second, went to third on the pass ball, and scored on a sacrifice fly by Kenton Buse, the first baseman. But, wow, great win for Sulphur Springs here tonight. And this, of course, coming on the heels of the Wildcats beating the number 2 team in the state last week twice. Texarkana Pleasant Grove 4-0 last Tuesday night, and then 4-3 at home on senior night last Friday night. So this Sulphur Springs Wildcat team has got the mojo.
Hopefully our shirt size is getting a little bit larger because we're getting some confidence in putting some more air in that chest. I hope it's not that our hat size is getting a little bigger, because that can come back to hurt you. But right now we look like a team that has every confidence that they can win the ball game. Proved it tonight.
The winner of this series, by the way, will play the winner of the Lindale-Kilgore series, and we'll see if tomorrow morning on KSST we can have the score of that game, if you will listen in tomorrow morning and throughout the day. So Sulphur Springs wins it here tonight over Community 2-1. They play again tomorrow evening here at 7 p.m. As we say, the Lady Cats beat Gilmer 1-0 in their best-of-3 series in Mount Pleasant. They play at 5 tomorrow evening, and we'll have the broadcast of that game for you on KSST. Tony, any final thoughts here?
can't wait for tomorrow, regardless of what game you're on. Wildcat and Lady Cat baseball and softball is on fire right now, and so it doesn't matter where you're at. You got a chance to win.
Fans giving a hand to something that happened on the field here in front of us.
Some of the players are coming around, and they're letting them know how appreciated they are.
Wildcats baseball brought to you by BT Medical, City National Bank, Wesley House Assisted Living, Farm Country, Alliance Bank, and the University Interscholastic League. And we say thanks again to J. Hodge Chevrolet for providing the SUV in which we made the trip tonight. Much, much appreciated. Wildcats win it 2-1 over Community. Matt Jensen, our technical director and video producer. You can see this game later on Channel 18 and YouTube. James Terry, our producer in the KSST studios. Of course, my partner Tony Flippin with the color commentary and play-by-play. A 2-1 win for the Wildcats. I'm John Mark Dempsey, and we say goodnight from Lonoke.